Hi there, I'm going to demonstrate Cheat Engine. Cheat Engine is a free piece of software that can enable you to change the speed of games and change variables within games. It can also do this to non-games in Windows, but I strongly recommend against it because all sorts of things could go wrong. A key motivation for using it is that, say, if a game requires you to react faster than you're physically able to, the Speedhack can help fix that. As for changing variables, you might find that your health or your ammo runs out far too quickly, and if you know that you will never be able to reach the skill level required at that due to physical limitations or limitations of the software you're using, then again, this can enable you to continue enjoying the game. A word of warning, do not use Cheat Engine with an online competitive game, because the online servers do have cheat detection software and people do get banned. But for playing at home to entertain yourself, it's absolutely fine. I'm going to demonstrate the Speedhack on Lexica. So once you have Cheat Engine, you have to select the right process, the right running program in Windows. Now the icon for it will match up with whatever you're trying to edit, and normally there'll be a sensible name here as well. Now in Lexica, I can double-click to make a letter whiz into the middle and back again. Now with the Speedhack on, if I make it, say, 0.3 of normal speed, you see time is suddenly ticking on more slowly. And this thing takes its time getting there. You can also increase the speed. So at 4 times, time's going along much more quickly, and this whizzes back and forth more quickly. And just clicking that stops it immediately. There is a sliding scale here, in theory taking it up to 500 times, but even when I try that, it's not really managing it. And I would generally advise against this if it's a graphics-intensive game, because the computer might not be able to handle it. Another useful aspect of the Speedhack is hotkeys. You can set 5 custom speeds and a custom hotkey for each one, so that you can switch between them mid-game. Because you wouldn't want to, say, play an entire game very slowly if there's only one aspect at which you don't have sufficient reaction speed. Just for the purposes of this demonstration, I've got Control 1 to make it normal speed, Control 2 to make it 1/5 of normal speed, and Control 3 to make it 5 times normal speed. Wake up. Press Control 2. Press Control 3. Press Control 1. Go to sleep. The other useful aspect of Cheat Engine is changing variables. For this I'm going to use the game Planets Under Attack. Now it's still looking at the game Lexica, and that's of no use, because changing variables in there won't mean a thing over here. So I have to look for the process again. Now this time it's just called Game, but the icon matches up with the window. Planets Under Attack is a real-time strategy game involving planets. Now I want to increase the population of this little planet here. Very usefully for this demonstration, as soon as I click out of the window, it pauses. In a number of games, you'll often have to pause the game, then switch out the window to here, and then do the variable checking. So I'll start off by searching for 47, which is the value here. And there's plenty of results, and it's a bit too many to check. But now the value is 48. So now it's going to search for values which were 47 a second ago and are now equal to 48. I have 5 results. And they've all changed in step. This makes it hard to know at first which one is the right one, because one might be the total population, which is the sum of my populations on multiple planets, different from this. And I don't think it's something you can edit because it's a sum of separate variables. But the solution I use for this is just change each of them to a distinct value. And then whichever one pops up here is the one I want. So it's the one I turned to 55, which was this first one. So I can select the rest and press delete to get rid of them. The first thing to demonstrate is making it inactive. This means that the variable won't change even when things are trying to make it change. So the population is trying to grow, but now I've fixed it. And so you can imagine if I do that to a health bar in another game, then my health won't go down, and that can be useful if the game is too tough for me. Or I can just add a 0. And then you see this game depends on population of planets, and once I do that, this level is an absolute doddle. But again, in a game where you have to achieve a certain result, maybe in points or something, in order to progress, this can be very useful.